Well everybody, here we go. This is the Micheal Super 5 screen grid 5 valve. It's a battery set. I got it running on an eliminator. I'm going to refer to this radio as the garden shed. And the reason why the garden or garden shed is when I got it I thought, I ain't going to get this going. The case was scabby, the corners were knocked out, so I've made some corners for it. The cloth was ripped to hell, the inside is aluminium so it's got corrosion spots. All the valves were dud. I put some valves in I had, bought another output valve, still didn't work, very distorted. And I thought, well I don't know, I bought a spare output valve just in case. I'll try the Mullard PM2B. It was perfectly fine after that and worked. So obviously the new output valve I bought that was very distorted was Duff.
It's all about a new sitcom, Out of Her Mind. See you tomorrow.
It's only running on about 1.6 volt LT because my transformer won't cover it. It doesn't cover nearly 1,000 milliamps that I need.
All the reaction to, because fair to say, not everybody right across the board in agreement with what the First Minister has announced today, so stay with us.
So it's running on about 1.6 amps, 1.6 volts for the heaters, so it's a little bit distorted, but I'm going to build my own power supply for this anyway, from scratch. Do you see that one's too big? I'm actually going to build one myself. There's your valves.
The time is 5 o'clock. You're listening to BBC Radio Wales with me, Gareth Lewis. Welcome to the...
So let's just turn that off. What have I actually got it to run on? I've got it running on a 220 SG Tungsgren, which is new, a virtually new but soiled HL2HL from Cosser. There's another one, exactly the same, but a Mullard, because I didn't have another one of those. A PM2 as a driver, and that's PM2B. So I believe that you can use those as a pair, PM2 and a PM2B, you can do that. Is that a good driver for that one? That's virtually new. That valve's virtually new, you can tell because the writing's all there, and the pins are still banana shaped. So are these. So all these valves are 100%. And I'm running it on my Amplion. The trouble is, it says it only produces 20 milliamps, so it shouldn't be running that set at all. But what I did is I put diode rectification in bigger caps, and it's running way over 20 milliamps. This set runs about 40 milliamps and it's running fine. There's no voltage drop whatsoever on the HD. So I mean that by changing it to diodes, bigger caps, that seems to have held that. The LT, I put bigger caps in it. I couldn't change the ferrous oxide rectifier because every time I tried the voltage was reversed. I don't know why. And I wasn't sure what to do about it. But I could have done something, but I didn't know what to do about it at the time. So this pulls down to 1.64 volts. But I know these valves will run down to 1.5. So I would be happy if it was 1.7 or something. But since I'm going to build another one of these myself, which is going to be fully stabilised to run this, in fact I'm going to build 3 of them. And I found out how to do it. You can get mains transformers made in America that convert 240 to 120 or 115. If you take those out, you can use those as HT, and then you can use some 9 volt transformers, wire the 2 together on the board and the case, and just wire your board with your regulators, and you've got 2 volt by 120. That's what this one runs at. The other one I might need a few resistors for running the 120 and the 60 volt. So I'm going to build 3 eliminators myself from scratch. In fact, I'll probably buy the 2 boards for the others and build one from scratch on this one. But anyway, see, it's a little bit, it's not instant because
Zara Radcliffe also pleaded guilty to the attempted murder of Dana Sorin, Andrew Price
Hang on.
and Lisa Way. The prosecution accepted those pleas based on the factual and psychiatric evidence that Zara Radcliffe was suffering from schizophrenia at the time of the incident and was profoundly mentally ill and unwell. Mrs. Justice Jefford said sentencing would take place on Wednesday at Merthyr Tydfil Crown Court.
Finally, an artwork by Banksy is expected to fetch up to £1 million at auction this week. Oh My God, which was spray painted on a recycled sheet of metal in 2006, is said to have been inspired by the painting Girl with a Pearl Earring.
I hate it when they say, oh my God. They never say, oh my Krishna, so why would people say that?
Government has confirmed fixtures involving
That's an
professional
AR.
sports people will continue.
That's a little bit about the Super 5 SG. That's a sort of a control there. There's various control, they all interact with each other. That's banned. You see the needle goes up and down. That's a tuner. That says adjust. That's a rudimentary rheostat. That's the reaction or reaction. That's the speaker. It's got a very early electro. It's permanent magnet. It's got a Grampian speaker. It's got a huge magnet. I thought the magnet was slightly weak, but it seemed to work. So goodbye everyone. I hope you enjoy the video about the Micheal Super 5 screen grid from 1933. And it's got a lovely case on it. Done quite a bit of work on the case because it had been damaged. But it all seems to work. Bye bye everyone.